Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. All right, everyone. For all of y'all with underage children, I would suggest you either put headphones in or you walk away or have them go to bed because Mr. Z will be using profanity tonight. This definitely warrants it. Okay? So we are giving our disclaimers now. Parental advisory is in effect, right? We are going to be dropping all type of f bombs and all. Yeah, right. Yeah, Joe's adult time. It really is adult time, and my apologies for the lateness. This is just straight up late. Yeah, last minute stuff to do. Gotta rush. Y'all already know I could not make it on regular streams, so this will definitely be demonetized. So like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Okay, all right. Let's start off here. To all of Themis' subscribers, to Black women writ large, to divestors, swirlers, Black women in luxury, Black women level up, decenter men, let's be honest, decenter Black men, all of the Paris Milans, Kentanji chose better, Eve chose better, Serena chose better ass women. Let's go here. We're just gonna be straight up. The best thing, and for those of you that checked out the stream, right? I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. If Black women want to use the white neo-colonial racist corporate state against Black men, because Black women, and there were talks of femicide, and they were going in on FD. We told you, but fine. I have a lot to say about FD in a minute. If Black women feel Black femicide and Black men are the worst thing, and Black men actually harm Black women more than the state does, this is the argument, right? They're talking about DV. That's all. Black women want to talk about DV, although it's a super minute amount. Fine, femicide, Black men predatory on Black women. The best thing Black men can do, listen, y'all never heard Z say this, is date out. Huh? No, the best thing Black men can do for Black women is to stay the hell away from them and date out and marrying out. Oh, wait a minute, 25% of newlyweds already marrying out for Black men. Oops. Huh? The best thing that and Compassion says ones and twos. Compassion, I can't control myself today, and a lot of this stuff is so spread out. It's a 4-hour stream. I think FD comes in, but pause, especially. You know what? I'm gonna leave that. FD jumps on the stream some hour and something minutes in. We would just be here for days. And yeah, I'm just gonna try to make this rant. Maybe we cover it later at another time, but yeah, man, for me to do a ones and twos, and thank you, Compassionate, for the offer. We'd just be here for days. Right? Man, this is bad. Look, SYSBM passport bros. If Black women feel like Black men are just preying on them and femicide and DV and fatherless homes, and let's call it the FD, you did not hear what Themis was really saying to you. You're an academic. You saw those comments. You saw Cynthia G in the comment section. She was trolling your ass. Huh? She was trolling your ass. What Themis said to you when he said we need to raise Black men to take care of Black women. We need to tell Black men to take care of Black women. So I get now what FD is saying is when he come over here, we're telling him, in his mind, we're telling him he need to be more mean to Black women. That's what he's hearing. And then when he go over there, they're telling him that he needs to be more mean to Black men. FD, no, do your best to, as you said, build around us and make us obsolete. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. I'm gonna get to that. This is what I will say to Themis. Themis, we already are raising our sons to kiss Black women's ass, and that's why 25% of newlyweds are marrying non-Black women. Tell Black women to catch up if they can, if them racist white dudes are marrying them, because they're definitely fucking them. Huh? If black women feel so targeted by black men don't know how to treat black women, then black women and black men need to torch the black community and just marry out then. Both need to marry out. We already know single black women have the least amount of wealth in America. Huh? Miss me what all that. Oh, we love black men. Nope, don't love black men no more. Go marry out. Go date out. Huh? If this is what your love looked like, using the racist neo-colonial corporate settler state, using its apparatus to regulate black men for you? Huh? Now let me address FD Signifier real quick. FD, and he's making an argument with Themis where he's saying, look, I don't really engage the black manosphere like that. I may pop in here and there, and I built around him, and he's using Professor Odie, and he's using Herbie, and he's using himself as an example, and a couple of other brothers. Fine. Hey, FD, you didn't hear what Themis, you're not listening to what Themis is telling you for real, for real. He's telling you to tell us to kiss black women's ass. He's telling you the same thing Tiffany Cross said. To get black men to get in line behind black women, protect, provide, and shut up. I'm not talking on my ass when I say it. You're not listening to what his subscribers are saying in that chat. You're the academic. Don't you get it? They're telling you to raise better black men. What do better black men entail? Kissing black women's ass, providing for black women, being rich and famous, and I couldn't do anything if it wasn't for my wife. I wouldn't even know how to tie my own shoes if it wasn't for my wife. I wouldn't know how to breathe if it wasn't for my wife. Yes, she was with me shooting in the gym. Yes, she was. You don't hear what Themis is telling you. And with that other lady, they're trolling you and telling you to come over here and dictate to us, hey, nigga, work hard, be the best you can be, and then give all of those resources to black women. Oh, yeah, and center black women, too, while you at it. That's what Themis kept on telling you. We're centering black men too much. Never mind the fact that their face is the face of, I don't know, police violence, because you know disproportionately black men get deleted. But what they're trying to tell you is black men may kind of deserve that. Maybe Themis wasn't saying that, but kind of sort of. Huh? FD, you think you building around us and you made us obsolete? Once again, you're not listening. Black women's issue is that they live in an anti-black society and them white boys won't marry them, but they fuck them. And so what they want, if white men with status and money are not marrying black women at enough number, black men with status and money need to marry black women in enough number. And what they're telling you is to tell us to get rich and famous and marry and parade around the darkest, heaviest set, 4C curled ass black women humanly possible. You're not listening to what they're actually telling you. Fuck the words. What about the message? You're missing it. I hear FD when he's saying, look, I think my services would be best focused on black men, and I'm good. And FD said it. I pretty much made these manosphere niggas obsolete. I made them obsolete with Professor Odie and with FD Signal, not FD, Foreign Man in a Foreign Land, and Herbie and FD himself. Nigga, you think you made us obsolete? Look at that interracial marriage rate for the newlyweds. Black women want niggas with money and stability to marry them and to kiss their ass. You could do all of this. Don't be toxic. Let go of all of this patriarchy and misogyny and misogynoir. You could talk all that shit on your streams all you want. That's not what the women are really complaining about. That's the words. That's not the actual message. They want rich niggas not to act like rich niggas around them. They want niggas that have something not to act like the niggas that have something. Protect, provide, and shut up. You're not. Ugh. And that's why I said to you, when you're taking them at face value, you're doing it now. And I heard you saying, "Oh, I'm gonna capture that. I'm gonna capture that." Huh? Yeah, because they were in that comment section talking reckless. I was working. I couldn't really go through the comments. I glanced a couple of times. Yeah, they were in the comments talking absolute reckless about FD of all people. Huh? And GC says, one big advertisement for passport bros. What I so appreciate this about you niggas under the age of 30. Y'all not doing too much talking. Y'all just dating and marrying out. It's us older millennials and Gen X and a couple of boomer men. Yeah, there's some Gen Z men, content creators that's over here in the black manosphere and whatnot, or that kind of deal with manosphere rhetoric. But you would never really know for the most part, because most of these Gen Z dudes ain't talking. Y'all move, all these women move in silence while they blabbing on a blowhorn. Why they have a freaking microphone, pun intended, a white microphone in their face. Move in silence. No, these young niggas are really actually moving in silence. Exactly, Vince. And another black man gets his passport. Huh? I'm listening to this stuff. I'm at work, and every so often I have to pause and collect myself. Every so often I have to pause and collect myself. When they were speaking about the carceral state, right? When they were purposely pretending like they don't hear what FD is saying, FD, don't you get it? They want to use the white state to regulate niggas. That's what they're telling you. Yes, these black women are racist. Yes, they are anti-black. You thought I was joking when I told you black women said if we got to marry black men, this will be a gynocracy. We might entertain the white men with patriarchy, the Latino men with patriarchy, but if we got to end up with black men, oh yeah, gynocracy. And we're employing the state to regulate these niggas. Now, okay, fine, FD, you didn't believe me before. Do you believe me now? You think black women's real problem is, oh, black men are attacking me? You think that's their real problem? No, black men are not bowing. So yeah, we're gonna call the white cop to come and regulate this nigga. And if the cop kill him, oh well, so be it. He should have been listening to me. I'll drop a few tears. Nigga, you should have been listening to me. Maybe you wouldn't be dead. Right? And Trell says, Z, how can you listen to dude? He sounds like a comic book villain. Are you talking about Themis? Themis is just a gay brother with a Caribbean accent and a lisp. I met niggas like that before. Right? He's just a LGBTQ brother with a lisp and a accent and yeah. Black women did so much for me. Yeah, nigga, because you're not a threat. Black women supported me and yeah, because you're not a threat. You paid fealty to the gynocracy. Of course they greenlighted you. Brother, you mock black men. And I see, oh, hey, Themis done heard about JD Vance and his what JD Vance is on. That shit got Themis shook. Now he want to get political. Yeah, no, Themis. Keep on the same shit you're on. Keep mocking black men. Bring it on Cynthia G. Keep letting Cynthia G mock black men. Let JD Vance become VP. Let him then run for president, become president, and we're gonna see what black women have to say then. Black men are the threat. We'll see. Themis, you practice law. You know what JD Vance is on. Huh? You know how they'll sneak in little. Okay, fine. We won't call it Project 25 no more. We'll move around and call it something else. You get it. These average black women, no, they just about mocking black men. I got something for that ass. Dear young black men, do what you must. If you want to be with a sister, if you got a cool one, fine. Hold on to her for dear life. But if you can't find a cool one, cool. Date out. Hey, black women, if black men are so horrible, especially all you young black women, you young millennials and Gen Z, street harassment talk and all this colorism talk and femicide talk. Yeah, you're right. The best thing black men can do for you, definitely young black men, is not be nowhere near your ass. Huh? You right. Black men are horrible people. They don't know how to treat black women. They're not gentlemanly enough. They're big, dumb, breathing idiots. Yeah, you right. The best thing these young men can do for you, especially the stable ones, especially the upwardly mobile ones, is stay the hell away from you. You right? Huh? You're absolutely right. The best thing these young dudes can do for you, all the IT specialists, huh? All the brothers that's trying to be tech bros, huh? The tech bro brothers, all the blue collar brothers that's making six figures in their 20s and early 30s. Oh no, the best thing they could do for you is to stay the hell away. Huh? Can't complain about niggas when they're not around. What are we gonna say next? Oh, they're harassing me online. They keep on showing pictures with their mixed families. Just remember, black women, y'all wanted this. Y'all didn't regulate the other black women. Remember, you wanted this. This is 2024. Let's see what we look like by 2030, by 2035. Remember, this is what you wanted. Huh? Dear black women, this is what you wanted. You want to use the state to regulate niggas? What about when they're not around you then? What about when they're in the burbs, right? Or they're in the other part of town with their Latina wife? Now what? What, you gonna turn into white women? Oh, I don't like the way he looked at me when I was on the elevator with him going to the 7th floor. Don't worry. We'll raise our mixed sons from the white girl to the Latina. We'll just raise. Hey, if a black woman's on the elevator, let her go. I don't care how late you are. Let her go on the elevator by her goddamn self. Take the stairs. Themis and I'm like, FD, don't you get what they saying? Listen to what they're saying. Not just the words, listen to the message. What they're telling you is that you need to raise these niggas to kiss their ass. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what they do. Yet Themis every once in a while be like, I believe that even if the women are the ones who are physically abusing the men, yeah, they should go to jail too. So yeah, Themis threw that out there. But everyone else, including the women on his panel and the women in the chat, were all on some use the state to regulate these niggas. If y'all want to know why Mr. Z is so animated, it's because they just straight out saying it now. Use the state to hey, we feel more harm and more threat from black men than we do from the white state. So that young lady that said that in the comments back when Professor Tommy Curry, Dr. Tommy Curry was on Events Shadow, that was forever ago. That was what, 2017, 2018? That young lady that said the same thing. Here we are in 2024, and a bunch of women in Themis comment section were saying the same thing in the live chat. And they're saying that to FD of all people. Huh? So the best thing black men can do is date out. If black women see you so much as a threat, date out. Stay the hell away from them. Cross the street when they walking by. Huh? If Yanni, I got something for y'all. You think that young lady that called you, I think that was sometime last year, maybe the year before, Yanni had a live stream and I said this before, a Canadian sister called up and was saying how there's a brother at her job that completely ignores her ass, treats her like she got a freaking illness, and it drives her crazy, yeah, I'm telling these young brothers do the same thing. Because if black women are going to say street harassment and colorism, nope. The best thing we can do is to stay the hell away. Because if you want to call now, explain this to me. If we're mocking Jonathan Majors for knowing better than to end up with the white girl, but black women are saying they want to do the same thing as the white girl, then guess what? Did not mean black men should just be free agents and there is no first right of refusal from black women and girls. Black men, black boys should just be free agents from the second they start dating 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. Definitely college age. Ain't no more first right of refusal from black women because black women are saying we want to weaponize the state against niggas anyway. Huh? Y'all want this hyper individuality? Fine, but here's the thing: you don't get to be hyper individualistic and then claim black men got to be part of community. Absolutely not, because what you're really saying is black men should be cleanup men, and in case of emergency, break glass black man for black women. Absolutely not. Huh? So if this is what if we want to weaponize the state against black men, because black women are so fearful and every black man is a potential enemy. He might harm me and kidnap me and rape me and fine. I'm not about black men harming black women physically, mentally, emotionally, none of that. And the best thing we can do to make sure that that doesn't happen is raise these young black men to stay the hell away from them. And so we will watch more and more as your daughters, because you're going to raise your daughters to be free agents. Also, you're going to try to get some get back. I hear you, Chrissy. I hear you. I hear you. We're going to get our lick back. I hear you, Chrissy. Yep, yep. And your daughters are going to continue to record themselves in your car when you're not looking. They're going to record themselves crying, talking about them 16-year-old and 15-year-old black boys ignoring their ass. Huh? Your college, your college educated, your college attending black women are gonna record themselves in their own cars, talking about how them college dudes, black brothers, are ignoring their ass. If this is what y'all want, huh? Demetrius says FD was trying so hard to get them to understand. They're not trying to hear it. They want brothers like FD to come over here and regulate us. And what FD was saying is, look, I done built around them niggas. That black manosphere dude, them dudes don't matter. And he started talking about Angry Man, and his issue with Destiny is that Destiny platformed Angry Man, and Angry Man numbers skyrocketed. So what FD is saying is, I'm not gonna bring none of them niggas to my channel. I'll pop in on their channel, and that's why FD didn't want, especially someone like Z, who also claims the left, who also has leftist part. FD would never have me on none of his channels. It is exactly for why he's annoyed with I just said his name. Goddamn, with Destiny and Angry Man. Huh? FD, it don't look, man. FD, you could hit 1.5 million subscribers. What about that interracial marriage rate for black men? You cannot raise your sons have real eyes. They have real ears. These young men have real eyes and real ears, FD. You can't continue to tell them, she's just a black woman. Ignore that. Ignore that. It's part of being a man to ignore black women's. It's part of being a black man to ignore black women's envy of white women. It's part of being a black man to let black women be verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, mentally abusive, try to use the state against you, claim all type of victim, weaponize intersectionality against you, try to center themselves and demand that you center them too, even though you're the face of the carceral state attacking an individual or attacking a group of people. Even though you're the state, excuse me, even though you're the face of extrajudicial killing, because disproportionately it is black men that are being deleted by the cops, whether armed or unarmed. You need to center black women. Once again, say her name. Huh? Yeah. I'm listening to this thing. They let a young lady up. She going at FD all different type of ways. Right? And like I said, every once in a while I had to pause and collect myself like, wow. But we told him, FD, this is why so many see all, and like FD said when he was speaking to waving the red flag, he mumbled it under his breath. Oh, that's what them so that's where the divestors come in. Or he said divestors come in, right? And he was speaking about that's when he was speaking about Ebony K. Williams for the first time on waving the red flag with Ed, Josh, and Alvin and the Chickmunks and Ed and Eddie. And brother, I'm telling you right now, divestors don't got shit on these young niggas. Divestors are doing a whole lot of talking. These young niggas are actually moving. Huh? Exactly. And Demetrius says, remember your promise to FD. I told him the second you step your big toe out of line, they on your ass. And I'm Waffle says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. I refuse to watch any of that content, LOL. I'm just here for spiritual support. Brother, it was whew. Oh, Demetrius says about his sons. Hey, we'll see. They in Atlanta. They could meet a cool ass sister. They're in Atlanta. Let's see. Right? I ain't gonna say too much. If Demetrius, if and when we're still young, if and when I'll be like, I told your ass. Huh? Huh? I'm Waffles. When I tell you listening to that, it 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 was enraging for the simple fact that first I told FD. Secondly, when FD towards the end of the stream, we like the last maybe 40, 50 minutes, but it's damn near 4.5 hours long stream. When FD pretty much said he pretty much made us obsolete. He think his numbers matter. Those are not the numbers that the women care about. That interracial marriage rate, specifically from stable and above black men, is what they care about. Can you stem that? You can't, because that's what you would have to actually address black women. Y'all are producing a whole bunch of asshole daughters, mean, condescending, sexist daughters, and as much as I tell the young men to deal with it, they can't. And they won't. So, brother, you can brag about all your numbers and how many subscribers you have and all the other leftist brothers have. That black women don't hear none of that shit, because that's not what they're really talking about. They're talking about black men being community eunuchs. Black men, whether they have a black wife or not, whether they're single or not, whether they're LGBTQ or not, doing for asshole black women who can't keep one man because she's an asshole. That's what black women are talking about. Can you fix that? And guess what? You and Foreign Man in a Foreign Land and Professor Odie and Conscious Lee and name them, y'all can't fix that. Huh? Y'all can't fix that. Huh? That's what black women are really talking about. Whether they have white boyfriends, Latino boyfriends or not, their issue is that brothers like you are not over here regulating us and tell us, nigga, I don't care what you talking about. Marry her, even if she don't want to marry you. Still do right by her. Be that freaking pillow, right? What are we, Belle Biv DeVoe? Right? Right? That damn comforter. Y'all gives you 1 second. I said Belle Biv DeVoe. I meant Shy. My bad, y'all. Get my damn artist mixed up. Right? I knew it. I was like, wait a minute, that's wrong. Wrong. Either way, FD, this is what they're really talking about. In the pushback, you don't, brother, you're the academic. Do you appreciate the real pushback here? Do you get it? No, Themis, we're not. And Themis said it, and FD didn't hear him when he was like, we got to raise these boys or raise these men, something like to take care of women. And it was black women who did right by me. And that, yeah, nigga, because you pay fealty and you kiss the ring in more ways than one. Because you pay fealty to the gynocracy, nigga. That's why. Right? Number one. Number two, nigga, we look, take care of black women. But and FD said it to you. And FD, I told you that's what they were looking for. A community of dudes that do right by them, even when they don't do right by individual black men. And that's what community is to them. A community is a group of men and even some black women who act as cleanup men for wayward a-hole black women. That's what they mean by community. That's why more and more brothers are talking, let's see if they actually mean it, are talking that conservative shit. But they wait a minute, bitch, you don't really mean community? You mean a community full of eunuchs and cleanup men and a couple of cleanup women? That's not community in case of emergency break glass community. Huh? I told you that's what they really meant. FD, you are the academic. Are you FD, go back and you were on the stream, yes, clearly, right? Go back and listen to that and read through those comments, because I'm gonna read through those comments. I might do a whole part two, maybe not. Y'all already know how Z is with these part twos. I'm gonna try to do a part two, just going on the comments, because if you kept on saying, "Oh, I'm screen grabbing that," I know them comments had to be insane, and I'm pretty sure Themis deleted, or his whoever he has modded deleted many of those comments. I know those comments had to be insane. Huh? And better you says, I'm sorry, but I ain't taking relationship advice from no nigga speaking into quote unquote microphones. Hysterical. Huh? And once again, I'm Mopus. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for your spiritual support, because I need it. And Mr. Z gonna get a good drink. I can't drink too much because Z got work in the morning, but I'm gonna take a good drink when I get to the crib, because this. Huh? Oh, wow. Okay, so I really got to go through the comments. And TJ Jordan says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. TJ says, those in the those in the chat room was talking about preventing black men from gaining societal power. And that's why we stay the hell away. And that's why we're going to stay the hell. Don't worry. And that's what I said. Black women are going to gain political power, and this is why you hear brothers being so. That's why you see certain brothers worrying about Kamala gaining power. For that same mentality right there. I'm glad they're saying it, TJ. I'm glad they're saying it, because what they're really saying is black men are supposed to be beneath black women. Get in line behind black women. Huh? Oh, please and thank you. Please, and TJ says send it to my email, please and thank you. And TJ says I got that screenshot, Z, if you want it, please. Right? Emails in the description box, please and thank you. GC says libations. I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna need it. Right? And I implore, for those of you who have the mental fortitude, listen to it so you can hear people purposely. And here's the argument, right? And I got to be very clear. Defund police does not necessarily mean completely abolish everything. What it does mean is, and there are some people that say that, by the way, so I'm not saying that this is all. For most reasonable leftists, what they're speaking about is de-emphasizing police officers being the answer to every single issue. Right? Yeah, anyone talk about decentering men? Decentering police officers. Right? From being your community counselor, being your community therapist, de-escalating conflict, right? All of these things. It's about creating a society where we do not have to continue to rely on police officers, because we've created a society that is, one, less violent, two, more people can handle conflict in home, and three, we just lower the temperature that everybody, all this heat, all this tension, we just lower the temperature on that. That's what we're trying to emphasize over here on the left when we talk about defunding the police, excuse me. Creating institutions in a society where you don't have to rely on the police so goddamn much. And then keep on funding them to essentially play Russian roulette with your life when you call them to your house for something. And yes, I'm gonna cover the messy situation with the lady, because that's horrendous. And I know I caught some of it, and I'm probably gonna cover that, right? Right. And GC says, just get rid of qualified immunity, please. Right. This is, oh yeah, and Sandra Massey, thank you, Tro, thank you. Right. I saw some of y'all asking me, and Demetrius, I think it was you that was asking me to cover it, and you know, stuff like that really bothers you, right? But this is what we're talking about when we say defund the police. Let's spend money in different ways, and let's create an entire. And this is like leftist utopia type talk, right? Create a society where we're not so reliant on police for everything, especially as Black people. Because who are they more likely to delete if something goes wrong? Or in this case, right? And I think what FD was attempting to say, and what Themis was refusing to appreciate, is the system is working the way it's supposed to work. It's supposed to regulate niggas. It's supposed to occasionally offer niggas to remind you of your place in society. It's supposed to remind you how little your life means to this white neo-colonial, y'all want to talk about patriarchy, white patriarchal settler state. That's the whole point. When the US offed that Iranian general in Iraq a few months ago, well, no, not even a few months ago, when Trump was in office, that was the whole point. Look at what I could do. Huh? Y'all remember the era, and some of us millennials and Xers remember this, when Black women were on that don't get too comfortable. Y'all remember that era? That's the US. They do it, and it's low key their version of the small hats mowing the grass. If y'all For those of us that have kept up with the story a bit, we know that term. It's the U.S. version of mowing the grass when it comes to black people in the U.S., namely ADOS, FBA, but black people writ large. Don't get too comfortable. You never know if your ticket's going to be the one that get punched. Huh? And so FD's trying to explain this to Themis, and Themis is like, no, the system's not working right. No, it's working the way it's supposed. That's literally what it was designed to do. Right? And so you go from that to later on in the car, and obviously Cynthia G, I could hear and FD saying, "Oh, FD, have you been talking to Cynthia G in private? Because you said I don't engage with her in public. That was you said that, and I was like, huh? Did he mess up and say it like in a way like he doesn't engage with her period, but he just said in public and the phrasing was wrong, or have you engaged with her in private, but you won't in public? Huh? Huh? So Cynthia G is trolling you in the comments. Other women are trolling you in the comments. Themis keep on telling you they're gaslighting you and whatever, brother. You know they not. Listen, FD. If black women are in the comments, and stop saying, y'all need to stop with it's really white men that's trolling and pretending to be black women. Stop. If black women are in the comments saying all type of Nazi ass stuff, they mean it. They mean it. Cynthia G was in the comments, brother. Do you remember what Cynthia G has said about black men? Huh? Cynthia G did say the black community should be destroyed. Her words. Huh? Her words. Kabasha is community policing. Community policing would work in a different system. Community policing when the issue is you have 340 million Americans. You have cities and mega cities dotted all over America. When you say community policing, what do you mean? What does that look like? What does that entail? And FD did give himself some space by saying he's not the person for this necessarily. He's not as well versed as an Ole would be, right? So we'll give him space with that. He did say that, right? He did give himself some space with that, right? Better uses if he engages with her at all. SimD signifier deserves 10,000 lashes, not the lashes, right? And give me a second because I need to click this link from Trail before it disappears out of my chat. Give me a second. Wait a minute. That gives you 1 second. You'll talk amongst yourselves. Wait a minute. All right. I got it, Trail. Okay, I got it, Trail. Thank you. Right. Oh. The reason why I wanted to cover this, number one, and shout out to Passport OG. Passport OG sent it to me in email, and then he covered certain segments of it. And y'all check it out. It's the first link in the description box. He covered some of it, and he was speaking about the old guard versus the new guard. And if I'm phrasing that a little wrong, Passport OG, forgive me. I want to be very clear where we are. I mean what I say. I prefer black women. I would rather more black men end up with black women, but not in black women's current state. And if black women want to continue to double and triple and quadruple and quintuple down on the insanity and use the carceral state to lock up even more Negroes, and you hear FD pushing back on that, and black women are attacking him for that, fine. The best thing black men can do for black women is stay the hell away from them. That's the best thing black men can do, is to stay away from black women. Date someone else, marry someone else, and move the hell away from the black community. You know all the things that black women also chastise black men about. But for your own safety, black women, isn't that the best thing for you? For your own safety, the best thing black men can do is just not be there. Not engage with you romantically. Not be anywhere in your vicinity. Leave you to free roam around white folks and potentially get your white husband or Latino husband or Asian husband. The best thing black men can do is move the hell out of your way, right? And so that's where Z comes in and say to all you brothers, especially young brothers, the best thing we can do is stay the hell away from black women. They won't have to worry about you preying on them. They don't have to worry about street harassment. They don't have to worry about you men spreading, right? Shout out to all the Northeastern brothers or anyone that takes public transportation. They don't have to worry about you man spreading. When you see them, you turn the opposite direction. You sitting down on the bus, she comes in, you go to the whole opposite end of the bus. She don't got to worry about you man spreading. She doesn't have to worry about street harassment when you see her and you cross the street and walk the other way. Fine, I'm gonna be even more late to work. I'm already 5 minutes late. I guess I'm gonna be 10 minutes late. Huh? Can't complain about the brothers in the neighborhood when they're not in the neighborhood. Huh? Can't. How can you complain about colorism when the Negro don't even date black women at all? He date Latinas. Oops. Yeah, but she's not even fully white Latina. She's mixed Latina. She's a Latina. Y'all said exotical. Y'all put all those women over there as exotical. If she's not dark skinned, 4C curls. Huh? Yeah. Huh? The best thing that black men can do for black women is leave them, the majority of them, as the working poor women they already are. Oops. Leave them in poverty like a significant chunk of them already are. Hey, we already know, and shout out to Jason Black, he already went through the numbers. Most millionaire women are millionaire women because of their husbands. Don't worry about black women. You told us you'll go get you a white man. We'll see. Hey, and that's even better for you because many of you said that you're too loyal. If black men are not around, you can't be loyal to what's not around you. So this will force you to expand your options to non-black men. Have fun. Huh? Have fun. Can't complain about the brothers that are not around. And another black man gets his passport. So we will see more and more, and we all done seen that video of the brothers and black women were throwing a goddamn fit. I don't know why, because y'all said these Negroes is dangerous. We saw that family of them brothers with all the goddamn non-black wives. It's a family full of like what was it, 4 or 5 brothers? I mean like literal brothers, and they all had non-black wives. And you just saw the family getting lighter skinned through the generations. Black women, you said these Negroes is dangerous. You want to use the carceral state against them, huh? You said they don't value black women enough. Well, they value you enough to stay the hell away from you so you can go pursue your non-black love interest. Saint Cyr says, Z, that family is from my city. Laughing my butt off. One of the brothers is from is my mentor. Hey, does he know that black women are throwing a goddamn fit? Oh well. Ishmael says, or Lena Waite's carpet. Yeah, y'all could go munch too. Shout out to all the radical lesbian feminists. Shout out to all of you real talk with Yannies who said you decenter man and you'll just be here with your rose toy. Hey, chill out with your rose toy then. Go to the club, go have a couple of brothers that don't know what you want, flirt with you, turn all of them down for your own ego, and then go home and diddle yourself then. Huh? The best thing that black men can do is to stay the hell away from you. Shit, you let Yanni talk. Civil rights brothers did everything they did for white vagina anyway, so, right? But FD don't got it in it. If I was on Themis channel, I would have said it. Y'all right. We need to encourage black men to date it out more. You're right. You're right. You know what? Because, okay, fine. Black men, and like I told y'all, this is getting demonetized, right? Black men are already abusive, right? Black men are abusive to black women. So black men should date out and spread that, right? And y'all like seeing the Jonathan Majors get his head taken off, right? Y'all like to see him lose his contract because he should have never been with a white woman anyway. So we should encourage that more for black men, right? So y'all can get y'all 5 chuckles in. So we should encourage more black men to date and marry out, right? That way, when they are abusive, they're abusive to someone other than a black woman. Right? Spread black men's abuse around. That way, black women are not the only ones or the main ones getting the brunt of it, right? Wouldn't that benefit black women? Huh? And let me read this one now. Leon, I'm coming to yours in a minute. And I'm Waffle says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. I'm Waffle says, several thoughts. 1, what's FD's beef with AM? 2, what was FD trying to accomplish by talking with them? 3, why does he think they'll respect him any more than us? I think that FD thinks that black women are justified in their quote unquote righteous anger. FD sees the way black women are moving as righteous anger. This is where him and Themis are in agreement. This is where Foreign Man and Foreign Land comes in. This is where Professor Odie comes in. This is where, to a lesser extent, Professor Odie, but Professor Odie comes in. This is where Conscious League comes in. This is where most of the black T1J, most of the black men on the left, Alvin, Eddie, Josh, that's waving the red flag. This is where they come in. They realize that black women sound absolutely fucking insane. They realize that, but they think they're justified, and they think it's a certain level of righteous anger. And if we would just get right as black men, then that would lessen the likeliness of black women sounding that way. And what does black men look like getting right? Provide, protect, and shut up. Patriarchy by feminist specifications. Community eunuch. Niggas doing shit and not getting shit for it from black women. That. Huh? FD, I don't know if he expects more respect from black women than the rest of us, especially the black manosphere gets. He understands their righteous anger. This is where all the men on the black left pretty much come in. They never really want to say, bitch, you just jealous of white women. Ain't none of them got the balls to say that shit. None of them. So for them, it's I understand it, and right. So they don't have no issue telling us, hey, you're not gonna be able to perform masculinity the way white men do. So give up on the whole project. That don't mean you don't protect and provide. Just don't expect shit for it. They don't have no problem telling black men, oh yeah, you're not gonna be able to do none of that. But when it comes to the women and white womanhood, nobody. The only time I've ever heard any of them go anywhere near it, within a zillion miles of it, is one time I heard, and it maybe a couple of them have, and I missed the stream, I missed the think piece. One time Kim Foster said it almost as a throwaway line. Once. Now she might have said it on a Patreon, and I didn't watch it. She might have said it somewhere else, and I missed the video or the stream or whatever. Maybe Julesy said it, I missed it. Maybe T Nor said it, I missed it. Possible. Maybe Nappy Headed Homer said it, I missed it. It's possible. It's possible. But outside of that one time Kim Foster throwaway line said it, ain't nobody gonna tell black women, hey, give up on that whole project of upper middle class and not the money, but being able to perform womanhood the way upper middle class white women perform womanhood. None of them over there have the balls or the ovaries to do that. Look at how they went at Kim Foster for saying the black woman in luxury thing was a bullshit. As a black woman who got the money and do it. Huh? I would argue, now going to the first comment, when I'm Waffle says, what is FD's beef with AM Angry Man? I don't really know. I don't really know. I think he has an issue with, and he said this on my channel. It's kind of ridiculous that Angry Man has these many subscribers. FD, I keep on telling you, think you're building around us, nigga. These YouTube numbers don't mean shit, nigga. Look at that interracial marriage rate. Huh? Fine, y'all have made us quote unquote obsolete. Nigga, that don't mean shit. I'll tell you right now. Good for you. You and foreign man in foreign land could take care of your families based off of y'all YouTube checks. Nice. What these women care about is if niggas are bowing enough and paying enough. Maybe you don't get it. You're the academic, but maybe you don't get it. They care whether niggas is bowing enough and paying enough. To hell with your YouTube numbers. You think you made us obsolete? Check that interracial marriage rate for young black men. Oops. For newlyweds. Yikes. Huh? And Compassionate says African kinship, Marxist African kinship for black men, negative liberty, and standpoint theory for black women. That's all it is? Right? That's all it is? Right? So if FD could say whatever he want about making us obsolete and building around us, brother. We're in 2024. I think the best thing that me and you can do is just let time pass. Time will answer whether your subscriber numbers mean anything. Whether your viewer count on your videos mean anything. Time will tell. Huh? Time will tell us based off of black women's marriage rates. Time will tell us based off of black women's interracial marriage rates. Time will tell us based off of black women's level of poverty, their level of wealth. Huh? Time will tell us. Time will tell us based off of black men's level of wealth, based off of black men's interracial marriage rates, based off of black men's marriage rates. Time will tell us whether your subscriber numbers mean anything. Yeah, black men will quote unquote become less toxic because they won't be around black women to call them toxic. Oops. Huh? Black women want to be hyper individualistic. Watch this. Y'all want to get rid of community obligations on yourself? Watch this. Huh? Watch this. I said it already. What y'all job is to play patty cake with the women and to get the young men not to see what they saw, and not to feel how they feel, not to think what they think, and you're gonna call that quote unquote resilience. Bullshit. What's going on, Raj? And Raj says, Tom is telling us right now. Yeah, we know the numbers, Raj. We know. But no, fine. If this is what FD is on, FD is in his early 40s. Mr. Z is in his late 30s. We got time. We're black, so you never know. We're black men, so you never know. Right? I got to see the doctor on Wednesday. We'll see. Right? Next week, Wednesday. We'll see. And FD say he got high blood pressure. You never know, FD. Yeah. Right? But God willing, we're still here. Let's give it another 11 years. I really want the time to pass by so we can see which one of us gets to say, I told you so. Huh? But Raj is right. But no, Raj, let's let some time. Let's let some time pass by to see if his subscriber numbers mean shit. Huh? Made us obsolete. That's not what them interracial marriage rates are saying. Made us obsolete. That's not what black women have a wealth of $3,300. Huh? 8 cents to the white man's dollar. Huh? Single black women have $3,300. The least amount of wealth in America. And instead of you telling black women to get on black men's program, you on Themis and they over here mocking you and insulting you and mocking black men in the comments. Well, young black men, I ain't telling you to stay. Huh? And so, yeah. I don't know, and to what I'm also saying, the second thing too was what was FD trying to accomplish by talking to them? I think he went on speaking about the carceral state initially, right? The defund the police thing and the carceral state, and they instantly went to DV, but of course they did. They instantly went to the DV femicide talk. They talking about defund the police, and FD as a person, and he's saying, hey, I'm not the best at this, but this is what I mean by this. And all they want to hear is punish. Let's pause right there. Why do black women want to only talk about punishment? Because they're talking about the white state, white men punishing black men for them. FD, you didn't understand what they were really saying? Hey, police officers don't really harm us the way they harm black men. So I'm all about white police coming into the black community and cracking a couple of skulls of black men. I'm perfect. As a matter of fact, I'm low-key desirous of it. High-key. FD, you don't hear that's what they're really saying? Or you hear it and you're minimizing it. Does it break your heart, FD? It should. Huh? Most black women don't got the ovaries to really tell you what's really going on inside. They want the carceral state. They want the state to crack skulls, black men's skulls. That's why they kept on saying punishment. Don't you get it? Huh? You don't hear what they're really saying? Or you just stuck on the words? You're not really parsing through the message. What do the words really mean? You are the academic. Huh? Now, FD, you want to make this equal thing? Find me all the black men saying that. Huh? Find me all of the black men saying we're desirous of watching black women get their heads cracked. That we want to see the carceral state. Now, we are saying they're getting special treatment. We are saying that. How many black men are saying, no, we want to see the state crack some skulls? Huh? Lock them up. Huh? We want to see a whole bunch of white female officers cracking black women's skulls because they deserve it. Huh? And Themis kept on saying it to you, and so a couple of the young ladies on the stream kept on telling you, "You're centering men too much." Say her name. You're centering men too much. You're centering black men too much. Ooh, this jealousy of white women, boy, it knows no bounds. Translation: the BLMing of the black community. Whatever it is that's happening to black men, let's take that energy, let's transmute it, and direct all of the energy into doing for black women. We don't care if the state disproportionately practices extrajudicial killing on black men. Take that energy and use it for the betterment of black women. We don't care if the black boys are below reading level. Take that energy and direct it to the black girls and women. Huh? We don't care about any of that. So yeah, no, he to I'm Waffle's second comment. Yeah, no, they initially were speaking about defund the police, and I skipped right to when FD got on. I'll go back and listen. So Mr. Z is apparently going to have to do a part 2 concerning the comment section, because I know it's wild as hell, and or the live comments, better yet, and the comment section, and the before FD got into the jumped on the panel, right? And thank you for the super chat. I'm Waffles. Thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat, because Mr. Z might have high blood pressure like FD in a minute, right? Never suffered from high blood pressure in my life, but it might be coming, right? And Leon says, and thank you for the super chat, that or male, okay. That or male, Themis is just mad that he ain't get that, bro, I'm not reading that. That, cornhole will say, tapped by, Giga, and Giga that he likes. No homo, but he goofy, educated G, lame. Look, Themis is an interesting character. We'll say that. Themis is an interesting character because Themis does. Themis knows what black women are on. Don't ever get it misconstrued. He chose his side, and he chose it consciously. Themis is not dumb. He's an educated brother. He's not. He chose his side. He made an educated guess that black women are the ones to back, and he's going to stay there. Themis's issue is that black men aren't straight black men aren't bowing and scraping and kissing enough black women's ass. Black men who are stable with some money are deciding more and more to date and marry non-black women. That is Themis. And when Themis said take care of black women, he said that to FD, and I don't know if FD really appreciated what Themis was really saying. Do right by black women. When black women and black men say that, what do they really mean when they tell black men to do right and take care of black women? In this society, what does that really mean? Especially when we see what black women are on. What does it really mean to take care of and to do right by black women in America, in the gynocracy? Huh? And if FD admits on Bernard Riley's show to Edward Anderson, shout out to Ed, that the black community is a matriarchy, gynocracy, but he says it is a matriarchy and it defaults that way because of the current situation we find ourselves in, a white patriarchal system that put its thumb on the scales for black women. You want to talk about intersectionality? White men putting the thumb on the scales for black women, white women put a thumb on the scales for black women, and so the black community defaults to a matriarchy, gynocracy, because of it. Then when you say do right by black women, and that's not what they said. They said Themis, almost lost his name. Themis says take care of black women, right? What does that mean when you factor in that the black community is a gynocracy? What does it mean to take care of black women? Right? In context of the black community being a gynocracy. Yeah. Huh? And another black man gets his passport. Right? So to what Leon is saying, look, I would argue that Themis chose his side and he did it consciously. The brother's not dumb by a long shot. He made a conscious decision to back black women no matter what. And this is what intersectionality looks like. Intersectionality looks like if something affects black men more, you find a way to bring that energy to black women, connect black women to it, and then transfer whatever we were supposed to do right by black boys and men and transfer it to black women. And that's what you saw Dr. Richard Reeves address. When he straight up said, hey, look, with my brother's keeper and whatever plans we try to do for black boys and black men, these black women are calling up throwing a fit about it. Because you're supposed to do for black women so that the thumb can remain on the scale for black women and girls. The same black women and girls that complain about black men not be and FD. I saw you say you agree with hypergamy. Oh, he didn't say that. Let me take that back. He said he understands that he doesn't disagree with black women who want to practice hypergamy. However, wait a minute. Let me get this right. And I'm tying this to what I was saying earlier. So the system is supposed to put their thumb on the scales for black women. But yet magically, black men are supposed to still magically somehow earn more than black women so that when black women are done, shout out to Accountable Commentary, with the tizzy tour with the white boys who were supposed to marry them but didn't, then black women can double back to black men who earn significantly more than them and marry them? What? Right? And Black Uru says, Themis knows all the system backs women, so he is here to grift to grift from black male misandrist caste system. Yeah. Right? And Black Uru says, he's a fruit of the loom grifter. Right? Huh. So he chose his side, is what I'll say to Leonie. The brother chose his side, and that's perfectly okay. I wonder, and maybe I have to go through more of Themis content. How often does Themis tell black women what this is going to look like for them? And that's the educated and non-educated black women. Themis, if your black woman's gay friend, how often are you telling them what this is really going to look like for most of them? Not just your small circle of highly educated, professional black women, whoever you're around in real life. No. Tell your subscribers, your average non-college educated black women, what this really looks like for the average black woman. The $32,000, $36,000 a year black woman. Huh? Tell them what it looked like. I'm Waffles. I can't read that comment from you because I already know what I would respond, what I want to say to what you said. Huh? Because oh, see, putting Themis and Hawk 2 in the same sentence Yeah. Oh, that's too easy. Oh boy, that's way too easy. That's way too easy. Waffles. That's way too easy. Right? Huh. So we're watching for those of you who had it in you to listen in and to and I should have put the timestamp for when FD hopped onto the panel. For those of you who had it in you to listen, especially for those of us more on the left, FD was trying to explain this. And all Themis want to talk about is personal responsibility because they're really talking about black men when they say personal responsibility. Huh? FD's trying to tell them, hey, we've been talking that crap for 50 years. Huh? And Themis is talking about good faith and yeah, we've been talking about that, but it's really from a more conservative angle and it's not really good faith. Themis, nigga, none of this shit is good faith when it comes to talking about black people. Black men, it's all mocking us. It's all trolling us. You know, kind of like what you do on your channel. All that pull yourself up by your bootstraps, all that pull your pants up. Z, let it go. Let it go, Z. Huh? All of that is trolling us and gaslighting. All of it is. None of it is in good faith. What are you talking about? Yeah, you know, the conservatives and we don't claim Candace Owens over here and you know, those arguments are not in good faith. When they come from the left, they're not in good faith. Huh? None of it is in good faith. Number one. Number two, FD is attempting to explain that we have already been doing the whole be accountable, be responsible thing for 50 years. And what Themis was trying to say is for FD to come here into the black manosphere and lecture down to us about being accountable for what? Wayward ass black women, Themis? Them asshole ass women that you got over there? You mean the assholes that's literally in your live comment section? We supposed to be what, responsible for them? Fuck no. Tell them go find it under white men's balls. How about that? Accountable, responsible to who? For what? Cynthia G is in your comments trolling FD, and you want us to be responsible for who? Huh? So you listen to the stream, FD hops on the stream, he's attempting to speak to the defund the police thing, which I think Ole would have just did a way better job at. But FD is holding his own, right? Then they start getting into black men being responsible. Of course, they get to black men being responsible because the transition is really when they started speaking about DV, which is exactly where they went. But of course, because everything is this backwards way of actually saying, can we use the state to regulate these niggas? Huh? Can we use the state to regulate these niggas? That's what it really is. That's what this really comes down to. We need to use the state to punish these niggas. We need to use the state to regulate these niggas. Most of the women don't got the ovaries to say it. I know that comment section, a couple of the women let it fly. I know a couple of them let it actually said it. And instead of us doing that and having more black men locked up, maybe we just need black men to stay the hell away from black women. Huh? That's what's best for black women. That way black women can feel more safe, right? If black women want to feel safe, if black women are saying that they feel safer with white police officers than with black women around the neighborhood, excuse me, said that wrong. If black women are saying that they feel safe, or at least safer, with white officers patrolling the neighborhood Then with black men living in the neighborhood, then y'all are right. Black men just need not to live in the neighborhood. Huh? Black men just need not to live in the neighborhood. So we need more apartment complexes and more areas in the black community where it's pretty much black women, single black women with their 1, 2, and 3 kids and no man around, like we've had for like 40, 50 years, 60 years, 50 years already in the black community. Oopsie. We need more of that. So we want to double down. Let me get this right. Decenter black men, okay, cool. Stop focusing on black men, okay, cool, right? While also raising black boys and black men to take care of black women, okay. But black men are black women's biggest harm, okay, cool. The best thing to do is to get black men away from black women. Kind of like middle class brothers have already been doing steadily for the past 5 decades. And more black men of stability and above have been marrying out, especially over the past 2 decades. And we want to increase that. Oh, wait. But we don't want to increase that. We want them niggas to stay in the black community, just kiss black women's ass. I'm sorry, the way y'all phrased it. I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Take care of black women. Huh? Bruh, this really is what they were saying. FD just, I don't know if he was being obtuse. Maybe he didn't really hear what they're saying. And Compassionate just summed up everything right here. And Compassionate says, if you can't get control of these niggas, FD, we'll get the state to do it. That's pretty much it. And there you go. And instead of us doing that, because it's really about cracking niggas' heads for not making black women, upper middle class and above white women. Y'all know Mr. Z was going to get to that eventually. And instead of us doing that, maybe black men just need to go marry those upper middle class and above white women themselves. Oops. And Jaleel White says, oops. Couldn't get Laura in real life, but we got the rich white woman. Excuse me. We couldn't get Laura in a fictional TV show, but we got the rich white woman in real life. Oops. And that nigga was already divorced from a white woman before? Oh. Huh? Uh-oh. That's what decentering black men looks like. Huh? That's what decentering black men looks like. The real Steve Urkel in real life ends up with the wealthy, white, blonde, blue-eyed woman. Uh-oh. Huh? I know she's a blonde. I don't remember if she's blue-eyed, but either way. Huh? It was crazy listening to this stream and listening to them essentially tell FD what it really is. Regulate these niggas or we'll get the state to do it. And why do you want to be so... And I get it, FD. They're telling you why you're so soft on black men. And only you can come over here and regulate us and hit us upside the head with facts. See, this is where you mess up, young lady. FD tried that shit over here. He tried that with me. It didn't work. He tried it with Bernard Riley. It didn't work. He tried it with BGS, and BGS knocked his head in. Huh? FD can't pull that facts and figures thing over here. See, if you were listening to us over here in the Black Manosphere, you would know he tried it already. FD can't pull no facts and figures over here. He can't pull the numbers game over here. That's why he had to, quote unquote, work around us. And guess what? his own subscribers, a nice chunk of them are still going to marry out to non-black women. What was the point then? Oops. Huh? If 25% of newlywed black men are marrying out dear black women, y'all can't weaponize FD against us. Huh? So FD, he's at 700,000 subscribers. He said and within a certain amount of time he's gonna be at 800,000. That shit don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything. Because the stable young niggas are marrying Latina and white women. That's why. And a few of them are marrying Asian women. That's why. Huh? And Eric Denman says he actually had a discussion with BGS. Oh yeah, no, FD jumped on one of BGS's streams earlier this year, I want to say. Earlier this year, sometime around January, February, maybe? Or was that late last year, y'all? I can't recall. Right? Was it December last year or something like that? Yeah, FD jumped on him. Or I want to say it was December-ish, maybe January, February. I can't remember. Right? Huh? No, a couple of Southeast Asian women are marrying black men. It's a handful, though. Right? And St. Cyr says, thank you for not leaving out my Southeast Asian Z. Right? Huh. And St. Cyr says, why do they think FD holds so much weight? Simply because of his follower count? Yeah. Simply because of his follower count. They think he holds that much weight. And what I'm saying is, we will see based off of that interracial marriage rate. And you know what? Even if we don't count black men's interracial marriage rate, we will see based off of black women's marriage and interracial marriage rate. We will see if all of that shit that Yanni been talking and Paris been talking and Cynthia G been talking and Lexus X has been talking, all of that shit that the hashtag Matrix Lady and Sovereign Black Woman, all of that shit that Cynthia G been to, all of that. We'll see. This discussion in social media in the grand scheme of things is relatively new. In the grand scheme of things, we're talking about social media. Huh? We will see. It's still too new of a conversation online for us to actually really get to see. That's why I'm saying give it a couple more decades. Give it at least another decade. And we'll see whether FD Signifier's subscriber count moves the needle much. And that's what he was saying essentially. And Eric says FD holds no weight over here. And FD admitted that. He pretty much admitted that, and so he said he pretty much made us obsolete, and he used the word obsolete, and he worked around us, and that's what foreign man in a foreign land and consciously and FD himself. That's all of their subscriber number. He said none of us are doing the numbers he's doing, and you're right. Guess what? It doesn't matter, because what about that interracial marriage rate for young black men, newlywed black men? That's what matters. Fuck your subscriber numbers. We'll do right by black women by not being around them. How about that? How about that? If they feel so put upon, we're such a threat, how about we, especially the brothers with some resources? Huh? Especially with the brothers with some resources. You got the Nigerian sister saying she's not gonna drink no bean juice on the first date. You have Themis saying black men need to quote unquote take care of black women. Yeah, we got some for that bean juice and that take care. We'll take care to leave you out and go give the bean juice to a non-black woman. How about that? We will pay that high price ass coffee at Starbucks for a non-black woman who's okay with the bean juice. How about that? Huh? And Eric says, Z, what does he mean build around us and made us obsolete? He pretty much means that none of us are doing the numbers he's doing few of us are doing the numbers that Foreign Man and Foreign Land are doing. Lil Bill is about to hit I think 100,000 subscribers soon. So brothers like that. So pretty much we're the weirdo niggas with the small channel. So we are a niche, obsolete group of mouth breathing Neanderthals who are fighting for a black patriarchy that never was and never will be. And the brothers like FD Signifier, Lil Bill, and Lil Bill, FD Signifier, Foreign Man in a Foreign Land, Consciously, Professor Odie, the brothers off of Waving a Red Flag, all of those type of brothers, they're the Renaissance black men. They're not patriarchal, but they protect and provide, but they don't believe in none of that stuff, right? And they even spoke on their channel, leadership shouldn't be determined by gender. They were doing all of that type of stuff on Themis' channel, right? Huh. So yeah, not that. Not that. Black Guru. And Black Guru says FD is the type of Negro who thinks he should be able to tell other brothers what to think and do because he got good grades in high school. Hysterical. That's hysterical, right? Oh, that's hysterical. And I kind of agree with that, actually. I kind of agree with that, right? Man, I got to read this one now. And the split Jim says, pumpkin spice latte venti, please. Hysterical. Yeah, and we'll just give it fine to the Nigerian system. Fine, you're right. You won't accept the bean juice, and black men don't think that we're deserving. She tried to pull that shit, right? Cool. Latina, you want to go on this first date with me? We just gonna talk and chill and figure out whether we like each other or not. You want to go to Starbucks, or you want to go to one of these kind of cool hipster ass hole in the wall coffee places, coffee spots? Yes. Okay, we out. There you go. Right? Huh. Waffles. I'm so glad you said this because I really want to address this. And Waffles says leadership shouldn't be determined by gender. Then stop telling ninjas to make six figures. So there's two things. I think they mean that in Waffles. I did not forget about this one. I think they're saying two things here. One is they're talking about more community leadership, right? So your local mayors, maybe the person that's organizing a quote unquote stop the violence thing in the neighborhood, your protest movements. This is why they were so big. If you really want to know why they were, it's the same energy that they're giving Kamala right now. If you want to know why they were so big on BLM, the face of BLM being these three queer black women, it's because they're saying black men, black straight men in particular, but black men, your time has passed. You got Martin, you got Malcolm, right? You got Medgar Evers, right? You have Fred Hampton, right? You have them brothers. It's our time now, right? That's what they're saying. So when they speak about leadership not being based off of gender, so there's that aspect. Then there's also the home aspect. The home shouldn't be necessarily patriarchal. Now, this is where what you're saying comes into view perfectly, right? And let me actually highlight that again. Give me a second. Give me a second. And Waffle says leadership shouldn't be determined by gender. Then stop telling us to make six figures. They're telling you to make six figures. Once again, protect, provide, and shut up. Just because you make six figures, just because you earn more than her, shouldn't mean, right? It shouldn't be the determining factor on whether you get the last word or not. Right? So they're attempting to do this weirdo thing now where just because you're the one who go make sure that when something goes bump in the night, just because you're the one that goes downstairs and potentially your life is on the line, shouldn't mean you're a leader in the house. right? And just because you're the one that has to stand in between you and your kids and your wife and whatever, you know, out there dog that's roaming the streets in the neighborhood, the dog that your neighbor was walking with no leash, now they see you, now they're running at you and your family, doesn't mean you should be leader, right? That's what they're saying. Just because you are the one who literally has to put your life on the line for whatever is happening in the house. Somebody breaks in, right? A cop is being threatening. A random person, man or woman, is being threatening to you and your child, or you and your wife, your wife and your child. It doesn't necessarily mean that you should be leader, just because no matter what happens, you're the first line of defense. That doesn't mean that you should automatically be leader, right? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Dear black women, have fun finding any man to sign up for that, white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise. It's patriarchal. Bro, you could find the most limp-wristed, non-patriarchal dude you want. Have fun finding all of the men who's going to sign up for being lead provider, right? The primary breadwinner in the family, while also being the one for if something goes bump in the night, he is the one who has to go handle it. Find the man, I don't care how left-leaning he is, who said, I will sign up for all of that, but yet my wife is the quote-unquote leader. No wonder y'all say y'all call yourself queer. No wonder y'all are saying y'all need to queer. We need to, the best thing for these heterosexual relationships is to queer the relationship. Huh? No wonder y'all are saying y'all want to queer your relationships. That's your little intellectual way of saying we need to find a way for men to sign up to earn more than us, to put their life on the line, to be community eunuchs. Shout out to Sherry Shepherd, to do not just for us, but for our single ass homegirl who's single but she's an asshole. We need to find men to do all of this without exercising any of it in a leadership role, or he doesn't automatically assume that he should be leader because he signed up for all of this. No wonder y'all say queer your relationships. Have fun. Have fun finding the white man, the Latino man, the Asian man, the black man who will sign up for that. Y'all can call it patriarchal all y'all want. Huh? Oh, yeah. And the women get to practice insane levels of hypergamy, but that man still isn't leader. Oh, yeah, that's it. Huh? Yeah, that's it. And once again, a split Jim, thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Right? Once again, he says, pumpkin spice latte venti, please. And I'm Waffles, let me read this one now. Says, please tell me he at least told them to touch grass. I didn't get all the way to the end. I got within the last like 20 or so minutes. So I don't 20 or like 20, maybe 30 minutes, something like that. Because I wanted to start the stream and I didn't want to have y'all waiting even longer. So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, there's probably gonna be a part two. Y'all hold out for the part. I'm really probably gonna do a part two to this. I know Mr. Z says that often. Don't hold your breath, but still, Mr. Z is probably gonna have to do a part two to this. So we'll see. But I don't think he told him to touch grass. I'm almost certain he didn't tell them to touch grass. That's not the energy he hits black men with. I mean, excuse me, black women with. Right? FD, foreign men in a foreign land. They don't hit I already said it. Everybody hits black women with the kid gloves. Nobody's going to call black women the equivalent of a Nixel. Foreign man in a foreign land would never call black women femcells and say it with a level of aggression and kind of mocking black women. He won't do that shit. So them brothers call us Nixels and you know, he'll mock us. Foreign man in a foreign land will mock us. Consciously will mock us, right? Alvin would tell us our issues are 200th on the list. They'll mock us, but when it comes time to talk to black women, because everybody, no matter how much these brothers claim they're trying to be fair, they put their thumb on the scales for black women. They truly believe, and this comes from intersectionality, that because black women are black plus women, they deal with a level of oppression that black men simply do not. So and they're black men, right? And more often than not, they're quote unquote straight black men, so they just don't think it's their place to be mocking black women and calling black women femcel and telling black women to go touch grass. So they just don't. And so black women don't mock black women when it comes to this, and black men don't. So, well, and this is where Mr. Z comes in and say, hey, black women, if you say that you're so put upon by black men, I tell young brothers, hey, the best thing you can do for black women, because black women feel so threatened by you and your presence, and they want to use the carceral state against you, is to stay the hell away from them. It's more difficult for them to get you arrested if you're not around. Right? And this leaves black women open to date more. If black women are saying they're too loyal to black men, well, the best thing that black men can do for you is to be away. That way, your loyalty doesn't mean anything, and you could just date non-black men. Can't be loyal to men that are not around you, right? Can't be loyal to men that are not around you, right? So no, I don't think he told them to touch grass. Going to what you said, I'm waffles, right? Earth says they hate men too much. All men. They hate black men more than they love black women, right? Split Jim says, and thank you for the super chat. Take the Latina to get some germ, herm polo, and empanadas. Yeah, I know what empanadas. I can actually pronounce empanadas and pollo. And I don't know how to pronounce. Is that germ or herm or yerm? I don't know how it's said in Spanish. But pollo and empanadas. Yeah. Look. Is it all black women that's on that? No. But enough black women did not check that sister for calling it bean juice and all different type of, and they definitely did not check her about the black men think we're deserving of the bare minimum. I didn't see how many of y'all saw black women coming out outside of maybe Shay Sade and whatnot, really coming out and saying, bruh, you doing too much. And I don't really think that it's black men that devalue black women. I think you want a very specific type of experience, a dating experience, and maybe it would be best for you to date out to experience that. Because what it really is white men come save me talk. She just don't. This is the thing. They're trying to hold on to their ego while also defecating on black men. So what they're doing is like this weird dog whistle to white men to come and save them from Blackistan. Instead of them just coming out and saying, look, I'm exclusively dating white men. That's the experiences I want to have. I don't think black men cut it, right? I don't think I want a very specific dating experience. I do want to be married to a person, a man of status. I think it's the best thing, or the best way for me to get that is through white men. They want to protect their ego, so they don't want to just overtly say, look, I want a white man. So they're trying to like defecate on black men, and hopefully white men hear the dog whistle and come and scoop them up. And so they put themselves in this kind of awkward position, pun intended, in that, right? And when black men are hearing the dog whistle, whether white men are not, whether white men are hearing it or if they're not, black men are hearing it, and more your young men are dating and marrying out, right? More and more your young men, 25% of newlyweds, y'all. 25. Look, especially for those of us millennials, our moms raised us, many of us, don't you come home with nothing that doesn't comb her hair with this comb, and don't you come home with a woman that's not black, don't you, right? Our moms raised us like that, and guess what? We still came home with the Latina, and there you go. We still came home with the white girl, and it's just going to increase because once again, nobody's telling black women to raise their daughters to not be assholes, to not be little snarky, condescending, mean, rude, entitled, envious of white women. So I'm gonna take it off on black men, assholes. And if y'all not raising your daughters not to be better people, nicer people, specifically the black men, then guess what? Your son said, "Hey, mama, I can't tell you that you traumatized me. I'm not gonna tell you that the black girls in high school were assholes. I ain't gonna tell you nothing. I'm gonna just pop up with the Latina when I come back from college vacation. When I come back home during college vacation, I'm gonna just pop up with the Latina, and there you go. When I come back home for Christmas break, I'm gonna just pop up with the Latina, and there you go. When I come back home for spring break, I'm gonna just pop up with the Latina, and there you go. Right? And there you go. I'm gonna just pop up with the white girl. Why Mr. Z keep on bringing Latinas? Because that's mainly the people that's around the brothers, right? It's a couple of Asian women, yes, but it's mainly the Latinas and the white girls, and there you go. And there you go. That's nobody. If y'all have decided, dear black women, and I'm saying this once again, tying the FD signifier and Themis to this. If the black community has decided that black women stand on the moral high ground, they are superior to black men, morally speaking. That they are more loyal to the black community than black men are. They do more for the black community than black men do. They do more collective black uplift than black men do. And that black men need to get in line behind black women. We all hear you, black women. We hear you. We understand what you're actually saying. We get you. And that black women marrying out is not the same as black men marrying out. Okay, fine. We hear you. The best thing black men can do for their own mental health, right? The best thing black men can do is to stay the hell away from the black women that they disagree with. You can't manipulate the young men to agree with you. That's what y'all really telling FD to do. You're telling FD to make the black men agree with black women. And if he can't make them, at least make them behave and follow behind black women. And you can't get them young niggas to do that shit. The most you can get is to get black young men to do what everybody tells people to do. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And them young niggas heard that and they said, "You're right." And I'm going to just pop up with the white girl and the Latina for Christmas break. There you go. I'm going to just invite you to the wedding. My uncle, who I haven't spoken to in 3 and 4 years, when you get the invite to the wedding and you look at the picture, oh crap, it's a white girl. And there you go. It's a Latina. And there you go. And I don't care what my girl cousins got to say. Oh, I knew he was going to end up with a white girl. You told us if we don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So I never told my aunt anything. I never told my girl cousins anything. I never said nothing to the girls in school, in high school, or in college. I never told my mom anything. Fine, you right. If I don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I didn't. Oops. Huh? So, Themis, we will take care of black women at a distance with a 10 inch long, 10-foot long spoon. Huh? We will. Huh? The Latina that's okay with the pollo and the empanadas. We take her on the first date to a little hole in the wall Mexican restaurant. We get our tacos. She get her whatever food she get. We spend $30, $35. We in and out. Huh? First date didn't cost us more than $40, and we got a second date scheduled. Huh? Now what? And Saint Cyr says, Z, we don't say shit at all. Very indifferent to them in public, cordial at best. And they're gonna feel that. They feel it now. Black women already feel, especially for younger men. You hear them complaining. They're complaining online. These men saw me struggling with my groceries. They didn't help. These men are walking through doors, not holding the door open. And I'm not about doing all of that. But I mean it when I say cross the street when you see them walking. Huh? If y'all want to do the whole sister girl and the sisters that were at the table, I saw the video, 4 and 5, when it was 5 or 6 of them at the table chilling when the brother was eating by himself. Yeah, yes, you're right. We would much rather have our peace by ourselves than be with one of you loud, annoying, rude, obnoxious, entitled asshole women. You're right. You're right. Huh? And once again, a Split Jim, thank you for that super chat. And a Split Jim also says, and like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. A Split Jim didn't say that. Mr. Z is saying that. And a Split Jim says, Z, I just came from a fundraiser at a restaurant where a black woman said, black men ain't shit in front of me, and 2 other black men. So I said, your puss attract ain't shit black men. They clutched pearls. The dudes put their heads down, and I said, I got y'all brothers. A Split Jim, you really told him vagina attract ain't shit black men? And I wanted, for me, a black woman saying black men ain't shit in my presence, and Mrs. Z hasn't gotten that in a while in public, right? I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting. Y'all don't understand it. I'm waiting to unleash. And let me tell y'all something. If y'all think Z is lying, y'all don't know Z in real life. I'm waiting to, and I don't care if it's a girl cousin. I don't care where we at. I could be in the middle of a goddamn wedding, right? Black men ain't shit. That's not what non-black women think. Look at that interracial marriage rate. Oops. Huh? And that's the second part. Date out then. But y'all don't understand how much I'm waiting for this. You right, black men ain't shit. Date out. Let's see what the white man think about you. Huh? And Jade says, if these dudes don't date black, don't date. Sorry, if they don't, well, Themis doesn't. Jade says, if these dudes don't address black female fuckery, dysfunctional culture, these conversations are exercise in futility. These are busy assignments. They are. Value your light and attention. BGS, right? Yeah. Quote, value your light and attention. These brothers talk to these women, right? The FDs talk to Themis, and for those of you that wonder why, like, Themis subscriber base is like, damn, they're all women, right? So that's why I'm still speaking about the women while I'm speaking about Themis. FD speaks to Themis. He's being trolled in the comments. Cynthia G is in the comments trolling him. The women are online. One of the women is not too bad. The other woman is just coming for his neck. It's simple. Black women just date out. Young black men just date out. If black women said that black men are violent towards them and assault and DV and what are black women supposed to do when a black man is bashing their heads in, and how does defund the police help a black woman in that instance? It doesn't. And FD was saying Call the police. If it's that immediate, call the police, right? But if calling the police may get your 17-year-old son deleted, now what? Huh? If calling the police because black women, you're still black. This is what we see with um the messy situation, right? Call the police, but we understand when and this is what y'all don't. This is what Olay is trying to say. This is what FD is trying to say. You're gambling at your own risk. So yeah, it's more likely that the black man gets his head cracked, and this is what y'all want. Y'all want to use the state to regulate black men, but you never know if it might be you. You're gambling. This is what FD is saying. Once the state gets involved, it's all a crapshoot at that point. And black women are saying, I'm willing to take that gamble. All right, fine then. Be a big girl, put on your big girl panties, use your words, articulate yourself, and say it the way you really mean it. I'm willing to take the gamble. The state ain't really gonna, the state is most likely not gonna harm me, it's gonna harm you. And I'm willing to take that gamble, black men. As a matter of fact, I want the state to regulate you for me. That's the whole point. That's why I called the cops. Put on your big girl panties and say it, black women. I want this to low-key be a monsters ball situation. Uh-oh. Where they delete you and I give them some panties on the side. Oops. Make me feel good. Ain't I right? Uh-oh. Huh? Right? So a split tip. Brother, yeah, the whole black men ain't shit thing, that's the black woman ethos, right? And once again, and I would have definitely said, hey, that's not what non-black women think. 25% of these newlyweds is from of black men are non-black women. Now what? If black men ain't shit, then why does 25% of newlywed black men have non-black wives? Somebody must think that black men are the shit. Somebody got to think it. Huh? Now what? Huh? Uh-oh. And Vegas is they're too quote unquote loyal to date out. Hey, brother, we already know what it really is. They could keep on claiming that all they want. Me and you already know what it is. The white dudes are fucking. The Latino dudes are fucking. The Asian dudes in New York and LA are fucking. They fucking black women. Are they marrying black women? Black women could claim loyal all they want. Black women can claim loyal all they want. Bill Maher been fucking black women for like 3 decades at least. He told you he ain't never getting married. Oops. Uh-oh. Captain America had a black girlfriend here and there. Isn't he married now to a white woman? Whoopsie. Machine Gun Kelly. Yikes. Huh? Kid Rocco racist ass. Oops. Eminem. Oh. Right? Now what? Huh? Black women are having sex with non-black men. Are non-black men marrying black women? Huh? Are non-black men in any significant number marrying black women? Kim Foster went to prom, high school prom, with a white guy because she said the black Themis, it's on your channel. The black jocks and the black nerds weren't checking for her. Kim Foster went to Harvard. If there was one place to find you, an upwardly mobile white dude with some money or with some status, it was Harvard. Kim Foster right now is in a relationship with with a brother. Huh? Yeah. All this talk about how kick-ass these white dudes are. Very few black women got the ovaries to really say, look, I've been in Hollywood for a long time. The vast majority of these Hollywood execs, these white Hollywood execs, these small hat Hollywood execs, all they got for black women is hard dick and bubble gum. And they all out of bubble gum. Very few black women have the ovaries to overtly tell black women the truth. Yeah, we talking all that shit, but these white dudes ain't checking like that, like that. So fine. Right? Has Themis ever checked them on it? Nope. Not that I've seen. Anybody seen different? Right? Huh. Right? So yeah, no, a split gym. Tell them the truth. 25% of newlywed black men are married out. If black men ain't shit, why does 25% of newlywed black men, how could they marry out? And the number keeps on increasing. If black men ain't shit, somebody must think they're the shit. Someone. Huh? How are black women continuously ending up with the worst black men ever, but non-black men said, huh? That's funny, Black Guru. And Black Guru says these hair-hatted 92s are getting high on Kamala's flatulent supply. That rhymes. Never get high on your own supply. No, they really are. Right? They really are. Either way, look, either way, this looks bad for black women. Kamala wins, I think the end result will be a bankrupt, even a more bankrupt black female politics. The average black woman, for the most part, will not benefit from Kamala becoming president. If Kamala was to win, black female politics will be bankrupt. There will be a couple of NGOs that get green lighted to put more money in black women's pockets, but for the masses of black women, they will not really feel that. Their politics will be bankrupt, and they will have completely the little bit of shred of moral high ground they have that they weaponize against everyone, especially black men, will be bankrupt because Kamala going to keep on with the same politics. Her politics will not be radically different than Joe Biden, than Bill Clinton, than Barack Obama. The funding the small hats, she's going to continue that. Funding Ukraine, she's going to continue that. Economic warfare with China, she's going to continue that. Now what? Huh? So, and that's if she wins. If she loses, oh, get ready for JD Vance. Yeah, Trump, but JD Vance behind him. Oh, if she loses. So black women could get high off of the flatulence of Kamala all they want. This ain't gonna look good, right? And the show they put on, yeah, I watched the and shout out to BGS for covering that also, but I watched it already because I wanted to cover it also. Trump speaking to Harris Faulkner and the rest of them, right? The NABJ, right? All right, black women, y'all play. All right, right, huh? And once again, thank you, a split gem for the super chat. Thank you, a split gem for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And Eric Deadman says, that debacle that talk about see, I didn't even read it before. That debacle that the NABJ put on just tore what was left if the mask off. White people are shocked at the level of disrespect they had for Trump. World getting tired of their shit, and they can't see it because they're in a bubble, man. They're in a bubble. Black women are in a bubble that they've constructed with a little help from some black men and a little help from white racist society, but mainly obviously black women that they're in a bubble. And black women feel so, all these quote unquote strong black women, right, have built a bubble where they regurgitate the same shit to each other about how racist the society is. I kind of agree. How anti-black black men are, how anti-black black men are towards black women, how colorist black men are, how featurist and sexist black men are, right? How violent black men are to black women, right? How disloyal black men are to black women, how sexist and misogynistic and misogynist black men are, once again, to black women. They've built this bubble, right? And they're such snowflakes when it concerns anything that disagrees with what goes on in that bubble, that of course they can't really appreciate and see what they're doing to themselves. What they think is when we respond to what they're saying and doing, and what the dominant society responds to what they're saying and doing, it's automatically anti-black woman. They don't appreciate how they come off to other people, how rude they are, the bad customer service, right? The sexism they display towards men, black men specifically. The dismissive, rude, snarky, sassy attitude. They think, no, y'all are just sexist, misogynistic, misogynist society. They don't appreciate how they sound and look to others. It's everyone else is sexist towards black women, and anything you say about our behavior, you're seeing us through a white patriarchal lens. Huh? Right? So yeah, they don't appreciate how they look. Which you saw the difference between the way the other women were speaking and Harris Faulkner. Once again, Harris Faulkner got a whole white husband. She works for Fox News, right? I've made mention of her multiple times. She used to be beauty pageant winner, right? You look at the way she speaks. I told y'all she checked the white dude on Fox News in a very demure way. If you weren't paying attention, you would even know she checked the white dude. It's the way she speaks. Don't get it twisted. If Trump would have went far enough, Harris Faulkner could have reeled him back, and she would have did it. And if you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't even notice that was a check. But then there's the other sisters. The others, they want to step on you in the middle of the streets, right? They want to get you told. They want to get right with you. These are terms we use in the black community. Black women. These are terms that we use in the black community. Once again, black women use in the black community. These are terms they use. Huh? They don't appreciate the position that they themselves and white women put them in. I said it, y'all heard Z say it for a couple years now. White women are going to leave black women holding the bag with this radical feminist, loud, obnoxious, um, very aggressive, antagonistic to men type thing. White women, including your liberal, purple hair, feminist white women, they're going to leave black women holding the bag on this. Right? That's what I'm saying. You couple the way these women were speaking to Trump with what I suspect is going to happen on the other side of a Kamala Harris presidency, or on the other side of a Trump and potentially afterward a JD Vance presidency, black women, y'all, y'all are playing with fire. Y'all are playing with fire. More and more, I'm doing the social math. More and more of your young men are marrying out. That's number one. Number two, black women's politics is politically bankrupt. They don't have the imagination. They don't. Very few are on some Olay / Loki, even though I disagree with her on everything. Kim Foster, Olay, Julesy, very few of them are. They're not on that. They're not. Even on the conservative tip, they're not really playing with the concepts that Candace Owens is. They're not. They're not. So wherever they are on the political spectrum. So between more and more of your young men, especially the ones of means, marrying out, we already know, shout out to Jason Black once again, black, not just for black women, but for black women and for women in general, it's the men that make them millionaires. Period. It's the men that bring them into the middle class. Period. Huh? Let me actually read this now. And Kevin Miller says Faulkner is their dream, a professional divester, but look at the way she comported herself, and look at her politics. Look at how she looks, right? Look at how she looks. Look at her politics, and look at the way she comports herself. You got to do that to be her. You have to do that to be her. Now what? So she could be their dream all that they want, but right. So continue with what I said. If I don't lose my train of thought, that is, and it's gone. Right. But yeah, no. Oh yeah, the way they comport themselves in the NABJ. The issue that black women have is they are more and more. You wanted to remember, you're the one who removed yourself from black men's covering. As a matter of fact, that was part of the discussion. Or is this very Disney-esque definition of protection? Like these women, I said it when the Chad Wheeler thing happened, right? Black men were if some of y'all remember me saying this, I even said it on the Roger Report's channel when he covered it years and years ago. Black men were supposed to parachute through the ceiling, right? This is a big ass football playing ass white dude. But even though this black woman was in a situation with this white dude, black men were supposed to parachute through this roof, through the ceiling, and stop his fist midair. Black women have a very, very whimsical Disney-esque idea of patriarchy. A very Disney-esque idea of protection. A very Disney-esque idea of provision. What black women said is, essentially, black men, if you can do these things at the absolute whimsical level, then we don't want nothing to do with you. Fine. Now what? More and more of your sons are married out. Right? More and more of your sons are marrying out. When you look at the way they spoke to Donald Trump, which half of my subscribers at least are not fans of. Right? but we wouldn't speak to him like this if we were interviewing him. And we would have stuck to policy. If you're going to try to trip up Trump, former president, you trip him up on policy. He was president for 4 years. You trip him up on what he didn't do for black people specifically. Okay, fine, black women, you want to center yourself. Fine. You trip him up on what he didn't do for black women specifically. Huh? And you lucky Mr. Z ain't Trump, because I would have told y'all, yeah, I believe that married women are more invested in America than non-married women. Women with children are more invested in America than women without children. You lucky Mr. Z, not Trump, because I would have said it. Huh? I would have said it. Huh? And because I'm president, I would have had the numbers back me up. Look, y'all don't earn enough. As a matter of fact, your tax burdens, and you don't even produce the next generation of taxpayers. You are literally a burden on the state. Your little 40 grand, 45,000 is not enough when you retire, and then we have to have 2 and 3 people make up for the little bit of money you think you paid in the taxes now to cover you for Social Security. And you don't got no kids, so you didn't even produce a next generation of taxpayers, and you never got married, so we can't even tap your husband for the money. Oh wait, what husband? You lucky I'm not Trump, because Trump could have said it if he really wanted to. He could have had the numbers back him up. Because, by the way, ladies, the numbers back him up. Huh? Uh-oh. Now what? And that was part of the conversation. Better use his crazy thought. For black women to center themselves, they have to center black men. They refuse. Okay, that's fine. Then deal with the consequences. Right? Deal with the consequences. If you want black women, remember, you're the one who said say her name. You're the one saying decenter black men. Black men shouldn't be the face of this and that. You want the brunt of white supremacy on your neck? Fine. And I said it the way I meant it. You want the brunt of white supremacy on your neck? Rest in peace, George Floyd. You want that? Okay. Think it can't happen to you because we're black women. It shouldn't happen to us. This is not what this. And what black women are really saying, this shouldn't happen to women. Black women are women. What happens to men should not happen to women. My point exactly, Black Uru, Sonia Massey. This shouldn't happen to black women. Black men, yeah, fine, cool. We can use his dead body and use it as a protest. But not us. We're not the ones who should be caught up in extrajudicial killing. Not us. Yeah, we're black, but we're women. Doesn't that count for anything? Uh-oh. Y'all keep playing. Right? Huh. And Black Uru says, most of you will, over your lifetime, will receive well over 6 figures more from government than you pay into it. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Breonna Taylor, right? So fine. Um, Coming to a close. If black women are saying that black men are their target, Sandra Bland was so heartbreaking to me, right? And that lets you know white men, for the most part, yeah, he was a police officer. White men don't have no patience for all that sass that black men eat. All that he told her put her cigarette out. All of that happened because she just didn't want to put her cigarette out. A black officer would have just ate that, right? If at most still give her whatever ticket what he was going to give her and send her about her way. Not all of this. Find her in a jail cell, unalive, taking pictures. I don't care what they say. She was already unalive with her eyes open. She was already unalive when they took that picture. I don't care what they say. Huh? So yeah. So what you learn from the Sandra Bland situation is just a white man can't take that fast. The average white man cannot. Yeah, maybe the white dude that grew up in the hood and he was around certain sisters and whatever the hell ever. Yeah, maybe. Hard maybe still. Huh. There's a pun in there. Hard maybe still, but maybe. Maybe. Went to school with black folks, black girls, had a crush on a black girl in middle school and high school. Maybe that white dude. But your average white dude, yeah, they're not built like that. Huh? And Sandra Bland wasn't even next level sassy. That was lightweight. That was lightweight sass. Huh? Next thing you know, arrested. Next thing you know, unalived in a jail cell. Huh? Hmm. Yeah. And I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I still, been kind of reluctant to watch it. For the past few years, I've told myself I'm not gonna watch, the unaliving of black folks, and for my own mental health. But I'm gonna go back to because I think sometimes you have to go through the motions of watching these type of things to remind yourself, right? To remind yourself how little your life matters to these people. And then to hear black women talk crazy to you on top of that. And if you telling me that these people, it's better that you gamble your life with these people than black men, hey, fine, right? If that's what black women are saying, it's better that they gamble their life with those people over there than with black men. Fine, perfectly okay. Eat what that looks like. Eat the consequences of that, right? And once again, Eric Denman, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Right. And Black Uru says, there is always a moment, um, there is always a moment when white men will go even harder at black women. I get what you're saying, at black women, because they are doubly insulted that a weak ninja female I gotta say it. I gotta read it over then. There is always a moment when a white man will go even harder at a black woman because they are doubly insulted that a weak nigga female would dare raise up at him in that situation. He will put her down like a dog. Isn't that part of isn't that like a part of Color Purple? Don't we even see that in movies, right? And Black was right. You saw the years and years and years ago, there's a clip of a sister. I don't know if she worked for a construction company or she worked for local government, like maybe working outside or something like that. But she was trying to tell a white dude he couldn't park somewhere. There's a news clip of this somewhere floating on the internet. And the white dude hawked all the way back on her and spit in her face. Huh? I don't know if she was a municipal worker for the city or something like that, right? And the white dude hawked all the way back, the loogie, deep down in your chest, and spit in her face. There's a certain way white dudes, and what can you tell the black women, right? They have decided that it's better for them with white men and non-black men than black men. Somebody else had to have seen that clip. Shout out to those of you listening now. Shout out to the replay gang. Anybody that ever seen it, y'all know what Mr. Z is talking about. This is when we're in 2024. I'm talking about like 2010, maybe 2000. This had to be like 09, maybe 2010, possibly 2011. But I don't even think it was that far. Maybe like 09, maybe even 08, but like 09, 2010. For anybody that remember the clip that Mr. Z is talking about, it was on it was a local news story. It didn't go national if I'm not mistaken, but it was like a local news story. And I remember watching this. I don't know if it happened here in Dade or Broward County, but it was a local news story from somewhere in the country. Yeah, I remember watching this on YouTube. Maybe 09, 2010, something like that. Y'all know Mr. Z been an OG YouTube junkie over here. So yeah, I agree with this so much, Pierre. And Pierre says, black women have become the social outcast in America, no matter the wealth or education a black woman has. That one, for the most part, I would argue that one, black women, that one, they pretty much did to themselves. I'm not going to say white society didn't have a hand in it, white men and white women in different ways, but that one, for the most part, now black women on that one, yeah, that one they kind of did to themselves. That one right there, right? The way you respond to black men in public, the way you respond to authority, the way, there is, yes, we live in a toxic anti-black society. Y'all will never hear Z say we don't. But there are best practices to help to mitigate the damage that white society can inflict. It's not a guarantee. Quite frankly, none of it is. Going to the young lady that was speaking to FD, talking about protection from black men in some Disney-esque way. Grow up. It's like some total military grade, Secret Service grade protection, or you ain't really protecting them. Get over it. Meanwhile, white girls going missing every day from Superman white man. Huh? Meanwhile, Asians are trafficking Asian women, Latinos are trafficking Latinas across the border. You have streetwalkers from every community, and y'all talking protect. Shut the hell up. Grow up. Half of these goddamn massage parlors in Asian communities are really, we already know. Huh? Some weirdness. So yeah, Pierre, I agree with you. This is some, yeah, that black women have just made themselves the social outcast. And that, yeah, it is a very juvenile, whimsical view of protection, of provision, of manhood. It's dumb. It's just straight up dumb. It's childish, right? Asian young women have like the one of the highest suicide rate. Well, Mr. Z said it. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. I'm really, Mr. Z. Are you trying to get your channel deleted? Um, young Asian women have among some of the highest self deletion rates in America. Raised by two Asian parents, mommy and daddy at home, and black women are talking about all the stresses on them. Man. Huh? We understand what society we live in, what system we live in. But all of this putting it squarely on the shoulders of black men, fine, your son said, I heard you, bet. Marry it out. And dear black women, Themis, black women, y'all can't fix that by trying to send weaponizing FD and sending him at us. FD, you can't fix that by saying you've worked around us and you've made us quote unquote obsolete. Yeah, whatever. Nigga, look at that interracial marriage rate for newlywed black men. That's all I gotta say. That's always gonna be my response to y'all now. Right? That's always going to be my response to you now. Every time y'all talk shit, look at that interracial marriage rate for newlywed black men, and it's only 25% now, 2024. Wait until we at 2030, wait until we're 2035, and black women can't keep up. Because white men, and let's be honest, white Latino men, they're eeny, meeny, miny in these hoes anyway. Huh? Now what? Huh? It's not smart. And Kevin Miller says, IPV, look it up. Look it up. Shout out to Jason Black. IPV is actually high with Asians too. Don't say that to black women, because you know they need their myth of the magical, I say white, read all non-black men, the mythical magical white man that's gonna save them on his trusty steed away and hail them off, right? Gallop off to the mythical magical white suburbs in your city, right? Suburbs in the city, yeah, you know what Mr. Z mean, right? Huh? And St. Cyr says, Z, I know a lot of my fellow bros, black and otherwise, aren't planning on getting married until like 35. So, yep, the IR marriage number will be higher by the next census cycle for sure. I'm telling you. Afro National says it goes underreported. He's speaking about the IPV amongst Asians, right? So on that note, everyone, let me read this. And Jay West says, and thank you for the super chat, supporting the stream. Thank you, Jay West. Thank you. And thank you for the super chat. All right. So on that note, y'all, I had to rage this out. It took me 2.5 hours. I had to rage this out. FD, I mean, he threw us under the bus. That was to be expected. But even with that, right, him attempting to explain the defunding of the police, and then of course we eventually get to the DV conversation, and of course they center the DV but they don't really want to they don't appreciate how much DV in the black community is bi-directional. So yeah, Themis, you might be kind of joking with the, yeah, if black women are committing DV too, I think lock them up. Yeah, you're saying that, and I know you don't really mean it. I know you don't really mean it, because you don't really appreciate how much black women are actually engaging in DV and how much that goes underreported. Black men, fine. If black women put a goddamn nail on your ass, call the cops on them, fine. And yes, the likeliness of the cop doing something to you instead of her is high as hell. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, but let it be known that black women are out here instigating physical altercations with black men. Let it be known, right? So, Themis, you could say that as a throwaway line because you think it's black men almost exclusively. All right, right. So yeah, I had to rage this out. Um, and thank y'all for listening. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do a part two for that live comment section and even the normal comments, but I know the live comments were off the chain, especially if Cynthia G was in there. I know they were off the chain. Yeah, yeah, yep. This is true, right? And Afro National says 70% of American women self-reported starting fights. For those unaware, yeah, yep, yep. This is a fact. And Kevin Miller says black lesbians have the highest IPV. Yep. GC says Z Unchained. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to throw in a couple of F bombs, and I restrained myself from saying the B word. I said, but I think I said it once or twice. I said host once or twice, but I really want to drop the B word bomb a zillion times. It took a lot. It took a lot. Lucky y'all only got it once or twice. Um, right? Yeah. Uh, uh, I try to restrain from the profanity, um, in honor of Dr. Thunder, and to show that we can convey a message without using profanity. Um, I believe that profanity is the spice to language. I don't overly rely on profanity, obviously, um, but I want to show that we can convey the message without using profanity, which in a way shows that we're not mouth breathing idiots because people have this correlation to profanity and not being able to speak and not being able to be artful with your language without it. um Not having a large vocabulary. There's some weird like there people make weird correlations between using profanity and not having a large vocabulary or not having a large enough vocabulary. It's some weird stuff. So to dispel all of that, that's why Mr. Z tends to not use profanity, right? Just to show that we can do it, right? Yeah, we can do it. Better you. That's hysterical. I ain't gonna highlight it, but that's hysterical, right? Um, and GC says your restraint is commendable. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Okay. On that note, y'all, Z got. Oh, look, Mr. Z got to be up in about 5 hours, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna eat a late night snack because Mr. Z hasn't eaten in hours, and I really don't want to go to sleep hungry. This is why Mr. Z got this grown ass gut. This is not healthy. I know. I know. We working on it. We working on it, y'all. We working. We trying to get our ducks in a row so that we are not doing the crazy hours and eating late night and then taking a shower and going to sleep. It's not healthy. It's not. Mr. Z knows. Mr. Z knows. Um. So we working on it. We working on. We try to look trying to work your life around your life. It doesn't make sense, but it makes perfect sense. Trying to work your life around your life is really super difficult. It looks like bad, right? Be like, god damn, every time I think I got it right, like, ooh, okay, I finally can. Nope, right? When they say if you want to make God laugh, show him your plans. For real though. And we'll pause right there, y'all. So yeah. On that note, we will pause right there. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content. I don't know who's streaming right now, but y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, and y'all have a great, great rest of y'all night. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out. Jadace is going to Popeyes boycott. I don't eat Popeyes every day. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.